So I've got my shop set up. I've got licenses to sell different STL files at craft shows. I'm scheduled for a bunch of craft shows, so I'm ready to go. But there's one thing I'd really want to do is to design and create my own things to sell. And so that's what this is about today, talking about things that you can make with little design experience required. Bambu Lab provides you a tool that I'd like to go to today and show you how you can make simple little things like refrigerator magnets um, that you could possibly sell at craft shows. So let's dig in. So as I said, I've been working on. We're getting ready for the spring craft show season, and we have products that we're getting ready. You hear the printers going on back there now, working on things. But I was looking for other things we could make, and I came across this idea of making refrigerator magnets of warfare pins. This is a submarine warfare pin. This is a surface warfare pin. And all they are simple refrigerator magnets with without any magnets showing through the design. So the what we're going to be looking at today is Bambu Studio's Maker Lab. They have a number of different projects. You can do different things, but we're going to look at a way that you can take an image and turn it into a 3D model with not a lot of design experience, and it's pretty straightforward to do. So let's get into it. So to do this project, what we need to do is we need to go to Bambu Studio's Maker Lab. And the easiest way to get there for me is to go through the Maker World site where you can get all the 3D models. And right here along the top is Maker Lab. You click on that and you go to this site, which has a lot of different projects you can do. This may be something you want to check out later if you get a chance. But what we're going to go to is image to 3D model. It brings us to this page. All you need to do is drag and drop a file that you want to use to turn into a 3D image. So we need to find a dolphin, a submarine warfare badge to use. So all I did was come over here to the Google site, submarine warfare badges, and look for images, and I come up with this one here. The problem I have with this, if you look at it, we got these holes in here which are not going to work when I'm trying to put a magnet in there, and you'll see that when we get to that point. So what I did is I took that image, took it over to ChatGPT and said, all I told it to just fill in the holes in the attached image. And this is what it gave me. So now we'll go back to our image to 3D model. We'll take the image I just shot from ChatGPT and drop it in there. So now you can generate the image. And if you look on this drop down, you've got 3 different AI image to 3D tools you can do. All of them are very good. They have their strengths and weaknesses. So I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try this Hightum 3D, which is it seems to be a very good model, but it will take 8 minutes to produce that. So we'll switch to that one and we'll hit generate. And again, as I said, this is going to take about 8 minutes to do. So we'll come back when we have the file generated. All right, it looks like the project is done rendering, and here it is. You get a 3D image. And as you see, we've got the front and back, and we'll take care of that once we get in Bambu Studios. You get different choices, just the mesh, which is the basic STL file with no colors. You can do a file which has in this case, a couple of colors or full colors. But for what we're trying to do here, STL is just fine. So all we do is just export the file. And as you see, it takes 2 credits to download this. If you look, I have 150 credits, and that was just for not. You can get credits doing anything like observing files, so it's really easy. And a 2 credits a piece. It doesn't cost that much. And if you needed more credits, you can go in here and buy them with points from Maker World to bring into Maker Lab. So we don't need to do that. So we'll just confirm and export our file. So this we just select a printer. It doesn't matter here. We'll bring it over to Bambu as this. And there we go. Now we choose the type we want to download. Like I said, in this case, we'll just take a basic STL file to download. And now we'll switch over to Bambu Studios and bring our file in there. Okay, so as I talked about before, we've got a 2-sided thing, and that's not going to work for us to do a magnet. So first we have to do is cut the files. So we select it and go up here to cut. And just bring it, this is where the cut plane is, so we'll just bring that to a 90 degrees. Make sure it's cutting through there like we want, and then hit perform cut. So there's our cut, and we can get rid of one side. We only need this side. Okay, so we have our file here. And the next thing we're going to do is to make inserts to put our magnets into this file. But the problem we'll run into probably is the height is not high enough for the magnets. So we'll just try to increase the size of the Z level to, let's try 150. Okay, it looks better. We got a deeper code there. Now what we need to do is to create the holes for the magnets. And I've already looked at this before, and the size magnet I'm using is a 10 millimeter by 2 millimeter tall magnet. So what we're going to do is going to add a negative part, the cylinder, and then we're going to size it. 10.1 should be enough to be able to snugly fit the magnet in there by 10.1, and the height is 2.1. Okay, so we have our hole for the magnet, and we will just place that in here, and we'll put it down into the material. And we don't want to be able to see the magnet any place when we're looking at it, and I don't see it there. And the other thing we want is to select the magnet, and we want to get it so it's only a couple of layers, above. Okay, so we have one magnet in. Let me create a second magnet. So we got a second one here. Oh, that's not what I want to do. So we'll just go back and add the negative part and do the same thing to size it. then we'll slide it over into position. Oh. Slide it into position. And then move it down and try to get it there. Okay, so now, let me move it up a little bit. But I do not see the magnets protruding through there. So now we just go ahead and slice the plate. And go down. And you see there's our holes for our magnets. And they start right about the first and second level, which is what we want to give them as much strength as they can. Now the next thing is we got to figure out where we need to pause this so we can put the magnets in there. So we want to look at the level at which the top is formed. So it looks like level 12. So we'll just add a pause at level 11. Okay. And now we should be good to go with this. And we have our magnet. We can print it out and see how it looks. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to print a second one. I'm going to print a surface warfare pin, which is causes a little different problem than the submarine. If you look at this, most of the badge is very thin except for this big the boat part in the middle. So if I try to expand this out, this will get very large. So what I had to do on this one, if you look, there's only one cylinder here, and this one is a 15 millimeter by 3 millimeter, so a little stronger one since it's only one magnet. So now if we slice these plates again, and we go down here, you'll see in the bottom one it shows up at about the second or third layer, and layer 11 we've got the ones for the sub closed up, and for the surface one you see it closes up at layer 19. So we'll put a pause at layer 18. So now we have our two badges ready to go, and we can take them to the printer and put them on there and print them and see how they turn out. Okay, we've reached the first pause point, and you can see the indentations where we're going to put the magnets in there. So we'll take and put the first two magnets in and make sure they're secure, and then we're just going to press resume on the printer and continue on and wait till the second pause point. So we've reached the second pause here, and we'll put in the second magnet. As easy as it is, hit resume and let it get back to work. Okay, our prints are done, so let's take them off the printer and see how they look. Sticking well to the plate, which means the magnets are working. Okay. And there's our two refrigerator magnets. And you can see the magnets are hidden inside. And if we use. They stick nicely. Now, looking back at this one's a little deeper than I want. I may go back and redesign, but that one looks good. So the other thing I needed to figure out was the color. And I had tried one set before, so I can get them off here. Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell, there's a difference in the brighter color or the duller color. I think I'll probably go with the brighter, and you'll see that the one I did before didn't come out as tall, but still, it still works. And what I can do with these, I can print them in silver and make enlisted ones. I can print other warfare designs. You could do miniature of different like airplanes or something and make them into a magnet, turn them around. Real easy to do. So again, it didn't require a lot of design. I just used the AI and the tools that were given by Bambu's Maker Lab, and you can make these too. So something else I'm looking at to do, so I don't have to, I'm not buying everyone else's designs, that I can start doing something on my own. Again, I'm still learning, going to continue learning with CAD, but these are something that you can make. So you don't have to be the best designer to do some of these things. The AI tools nowadays gives you a lot more power, so there's a lot more opportunities for you. Again, if you're looking to design things, there's capabilities that you can start with and start working on stuff. So I encourage you to do those things if you can. Now, I'm Rick. This is my channel on looking at challenges in retirement, and I've been doing a lot of work with 3D printing, so stick with me. I'll try to do more and talk about the shop and what we're doing here. So until then, take care. Thank you.